welcome back to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series. What is up, guys? Mio Dan here, coming to you live once again at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit for round 2, race 1 down here earlier in the morning. We have witnessed actually the race for the MTC as well as the SP2 VNG category. But now for the afternoon session, we will be bringing you the races for the TP class as well as the SP1 class as well. We have a bit of a mixed weather here, as you have maybe noticed earlier in the morning. It was a hot day indeed, but now drizzles has been coming down from the sky, but hopefully this will not deter. No, I can guarantee you that this will not deter the race conditions. Obviously, these races will definitely give the best when they are down here racing for that podium position. Make sure you guys do follow us on all our socials, may it be Facebook, Instagram, X, so on and so forth. And thank you so much for watching us right now live. Make sure you do share this videos as well, because we do want to, get the most, getting everyone watching us down here. So as you can see in the frame right now, I'm with these two lovely ladies together with us, the ambassadors from one of our major sponsors from Hankook. I'm more than intrigued to actually ask you, how does it feel actually to be an ambassador for Hankook as well as for the motor race down here?
I love motorsport very much, and I feel passion, and I'm excited every time I'm here. Yep. Yeah, and it's a privilege to become a Hankook ambassador here in MCS.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a privilege for everyone who's down here. And also, we do want to ask, obviously, if you ask number 1, you have to ask the number 2 as well. So, your experience being an ambassador for MCS, for Hankook, how has it been for you?
Same as her. Yeah, I feel so happy and honored to be brand ambassador for Hankook and for MCS. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much, ladies, for being down here since the early morning right up until today. So I don't think we have any more time to actually speak to anybody down here. Might as well we pass it back to our commentators, Nick and Jeev. You guys wish that you were here, right? In between these ladies, right?
I think that's a fair estimation. Yeah. I mean, may I add, ladies and gentlemen, the only person who can get 2 ladies with 2 umbrellas to keep the rain off him. But that's what it's all about. Nicholas Handel's still with me in the commentary box. We just saw an action-packed and really thrilling MTC SP2V and SP2G race. This is the second half of the race ones on round 2, TP and SP1. And Nick, a smaller grid, but more powerful cars.
Yeah, definitely. Just judging by the first race that happened last month, if that's any indication of what we're going to witness, then we are in for a tantalizing wire-to-wire race.
Well, it was Bay Racing and R Engineering that cleaned up in race 1 and race 2 of round 1. That was Roy Tang and Leon Koo. Leon Koo, of course, very successful on round 1 generally, as he was also racing in SP2G. So 3 podiums for Leon Koo. And of course, the big factor, as Mio pointed out, is that this is going to be a completely different race from the one we just watched. Funnily enough, just under an hour ago, it was just TCR Asia that took to the track between it, but it was red hot and heat haze and about 45-degree minimum, I would have thought, track temperature. But now, being Sepang, the clouds have gathered and it's a little bit gray. There you go, you can see that at turn 9 and turn 10. And we haven't heard yet that it's going to be a fully wet race, because the track, as you can still see, is that wonderful light gray, and you really can tell the state of the track from the color of the asphalt. If it's a lot darker than that, then it's getting a bit moist, and of course if there are rivers of water all over the place, then you know for a fact you're in for a classic Sepang race. But wet conditions a little bit different. Of course, all the drivers here would rather drive in dry conditions. That's when the really fast times are. But for touring production and SP1, these bigger chassis are going to have to watch themselves as they take themselves around the track.
Yeah, it is essentially a sprint race, 30 minutes, no pit stops, and what that means is it's going to get hot and heavy from the get-go.
Yeah, it's a completely different strategy when you take out that compulsory pit stop, and is par for the course really to have these sprint races. A lot of the races up at Sepang are sprint races less than half an hour, I should say. So that should equate to about 10 laps, maybe a little bit more. Got 10 minutes on the board right now, and I'm sure that Neo's going to be trying to make his way out to some of the drivers, but we're going to have to watch it. That's Lai Wei Sing in the gray shirt, by the way, who is the owner and founder of R Engineering.
And that's our champion for the first race, round 2, Leon Koo.
That's right, Leon Koo, Ben Koo from the R Engineering team.
Leon Koo drove a masterclass race in round 2, but the fascinating battle, Jeef, was between Roy Tang and Johnny Z. I lost count on how many occasions they overtook each other throughout the course of that 9 or 10 laps. And Johnny Z had a lot of redemption because his car actually malfunctioned on the last lap, and it allowed Roy Tang to take a podium spot from him. And we'll have to see what happens this time around. But this rejigged format has produced a different sort of anticipation and entertainment for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's a great new format. I said it does clear up the track a great deal. I don't know about you, Nick, but it looks like everybody has a lovely lady that is protecting them from the rain here on the grid.
We're envious, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we're indoors, but I think that perhaps maybe they should come up to the commentary box as well. That's the 22 Pro Shop team. A lot of Honda FD2Rs, FDZRs in the touring production SP1 category. As I said, bigger chassis, different power to weight, a lot more power and a lot more weight, which means they really can, especially in wet conditions, start skidding around. That is the 95 car. And that's actually Tawhid Anwar in there, who used to be in R Engineering. He's moved over to Scuba Racing Team, the Bangladeshi driver that's gained a lot of success on the UAE Pro Car circuit.
It's been a while since we saw Tawhid, actually.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if that's a testament to R Engineering and Scuba Racing, because when you're in that all-dominating FD2R from R Engineering, then yeah, I guess that was your best possible chance to be winning out. Now, some of these officials out here, the 10-minute board, it means absolutely everybody can get onto the grid. I'm sure they're going to be having a quick look. Now, we were talking about air conditioning earlier on today. You see that?
Yeah.
That little leaf blower thing? That's the best these drivers are going to get. And even then, it's not going to be cooling them down. It's just non-stagnant air. It's air that's moving around. But good look into the car there. Cloudy and 45-degree track temperature. So I was bang on with the track temperature. That's, of course, just residual from a very hot day of racing that we've had so far. And if you are watching for the first time and you don't really know about Sepang, the Petronas Sepang International Circuit, I can tell you that this happens a lot. It's very hot, and then, of course, around about this time, just in the afternoon, you sometimes get some rain. Of course, climate change has not helped this
Indeed.
at all.
I was just about to say we are in a very interesting phase of the year, because just judging by previous years, usually this time it's just hot and dry. Yeah. But nowadays it seems to be raining almost every other day.
Well, I've actually got the explanation for that, which is the transitional monsoon, which usually is supposed to hit a month earlier because of climate change. Apparently, that's what's the effect that's going to happen in Malaysia. It's all been moved by about 2 months. So everything now could go, for racing terms, could go up in the air, literally. Well, as you can see, the photographers are out there. Grid girls still there. And The cars look like they've been set up for still dry conditions, because I said looking at the track, it's not that bad right now, but people are going to be keeping an eye on it. You can just see the wind ruffling all those banners up at the top of your screen. That is the usual indicator for a lot of rain on the way. So let's get down to the grid. Mio is, as suspected, talking to the drivers, and he's with the number 17 car right now.
All right,
Jonathan
guys,
Z.
now I'm together with Jonathan C down here at P1 for the TP category. Jonathan, I literally just saw you on the podium for the SP2 category. Now you're back down here, P1 no less, man. So how have you been? You have not rested?
Yeah, I have not rested since the past few weeks, preparing the cars, going for MSF, preparing the car back-to-back after MSS to MCS.
All right. But one thing I think all of our audience want to know, there was a bit of a drama that happened during round one last time around. In the short term that you can explain what actually happened, that drama.
So basically my car is not powerful enough, and in order this is a race, I couldn't slow down in the turns. So the car was blocking me, so I have no choice to keep my pace there and to fight with the front runner.
All right. So basically someone did wrong to you then, basically. It wasn't your fault, right?
I don't say it's anyone's fault, but this is racing. We face this more in the MSF series. So if you have enough race experience, I think this is normal.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But obviously the fact that you're in P1 for the TP category, are we going to see you back on the podium again, that first place spot later on?
Yeah, I hope everything will go as my plan.
Okay.
Because I hope to maintain the pace. I got a good team behind preparing the car all the way for the past 1 month.
All right. All right, and no more drama.
No more drama.
No more drama. Good luck to you, man. Have a good race.
Thank you.
All right, no drama, guys, hopefully, boys.
Interesting from Jonathan Z that he then therefore said just now that he had no choice but to go fast because he couldn't slow down his car. Which for me, as I said, sounds like an excuse because Jonathan Z is always going fast. But good to be on top spot because in round one, he didn't actually finish the second race. It was 10 points that he got. He's currently in 5th. Leon Koo is up, tied for top spot with Roy Tang at 27 points. And Daniel Ren Ui from Singapore is in 3rd with 18, which means Lee Kum Sun is in 4th. And that is touring production as how it stands. Right now, let's get back down to the grid with Mio.
All right, now I'm together with Roy Tang down here at P number 4. Roy, I have to go straight forward to what happened in round number 1. Some drama that happened a bit. I was asking Jonathan C about it, but he didn't want to disclose much. To your point of view, what happened?
Just one bang bang. One bang bang that is not related to FIA, but bang bang. But never mind, let Stewart make the final decision. We respect the Stewart.
Okay.
And I have some issue with the qualifying. So now let's see what we can do in P4 with the bang bang guy at P1. So it's quite interesting. So let's see how it goes.
We're running out of time, but good luck to you. Hope have a great race to you, Roy. All right, guys, race is going to start.
I really thought boxing had all the trash talk, but you know, we've seen a lot today. Mr. Bang Bang up at P1. And Jonathan C has been known for a lot of things, but I guess until you know he redeems himself for that one, he's going to be Mr. Bang Bang at P1. Looks like it's going to be a tough race, and as I said, it's still darker clouds getting even darker, so it might, even in this half an hour window, turn into a very wet race. That actually looks like some wet tires on that Bay Racing car. That's Daniel Ren Yu and Eddie Liu. Daniel Ren, as I said, in 3rd place right now with 18 points. And just while we are there, SP1, well, that's Kusikanto, obviously, with a straight 30 points. And that was the only double winner that we saw from round 1. Pisau Fan in 2nd and Putra Adam in 3rd. So a lot of these drivers driving in 2 different categories, looking for the small car in MTC and SP2 V&G, and of course the bigger car here, and that is R Engineering. That's that wonderful Honda FD ZR, and that's Leon Koo. Did very well.
Yeah.
That first round.
He, as soon as he took that lead in the second race, he never let up, and he just let Roy Tang and also Jonathan Z battle it out for 2nd place. Meanwhile, he just went on to win that race by almost 20 seconds. We're looking to do the same this weekend again.
So, much smaller grid, as you can see, for TP and SP1, and that does actually make a lot of sense. And they're about to get underway on the formation lap. Grid completely cleared of all extra personnel now. So for TP and SP1 also, this is a very important race leading up to the halfway point of the season. And I can hear the cars revving up. That is a great sound. We are right in front of those cars. Well, they are touring cars. They are the cars that we drive on the streets. But my car doesn't sound like that.
Neither does mine.
It's simple. And I think I said a little bit of race.
I'm afraid of roadblocks, so yeah, I prefer to keep it clean.
Can you imagine if one of these cars went through a roadblock? Wow. I wonder how many infringements that would make. So all the way through turn 1. And this is all about Jonathan Z, really, in 5th place right now. And he's, as you can see, right at the top of the grid. Daniel Wu in 2nd from Black Wolf Racing. Leon Koo and Roy Tang in 3rd and 4th from R Engineering and Bay Racing. And Lee Kum Sun and Putra Adam in 5th and 6th.
We have Faris Fauzi in 7th place, Kusi Kanto in 8th, Pisa Fan is in 9th place, Ken Urata, your favorite driver, G, is in 10th spot, Chow Tek Siong in 11th, and Tawiran Wan in 12th.
Ken Urata is a fantastic performer. Good to see him back here in the Malaysia Championship Series. And Baron Sim is our 13th entrant. It feels a bit weird to stop at 13, doesn't it?
And just have one entry
the whole going up to 50. But Baron Sim also very fast. So a lot of fast drivers in these 13 cars. And it should be a lot easier in terms of the formation lap to settle them all down into a rolling start. Race control once again will be eagerly watching each of these cars.
Job is made much easier now that there's only a 13 driver field.
Now that's somebody we should interview, someone from race control going,
yeah.
Phew, because there was a time it was getting very clocked. This is turn 9 and turn 10, difficult part of the course. As you go downhill, as you can see, and then uphill, especially in rainy conditions, it means there's a lot of water that pools in the middle between 9 and 10. You've got to really watch your braking at 9 and 10. This will be 11 and 12. Things getting a little bit faster here in the second half of the course. 4 sectors of action, roughly once every 4 corners. So this would be entering section 4 now. And you can see as we go through, and this is turn 14 onto the back straight, that some of the areas of the track, because it is splayed out over quite an area, are drier than other parts of it. That's another important factor you have to think about when these cars are jetting around. It's a lot of movement at the front. Usually see that much.
It's an interesting dynamic to be racing at the Sepang International Circuit because it could be raining at the south track of the track, and in the north part of it is absolutely clear, right? These drivers have 2 different.
Yeah, and when you look at it from this view, you see everything is being flat enough. But when you're actually in a car, and I've had the privilege of driving around the Sepang International Circuit in a Formula 4 car, I did about 10 laps in a Formula 4 car, you really get to understand the bumps and the minor gradients and inclinations you have just around corners. And you saw it there between 9 and 10, but even here at the end of 15, that looked like a bit of a stall. No, I think they just, yeah, they're just. So this is actually a standing start. Now this is a change for the MCS, but I guess if you've got a 30-minute sprint race And you can probably afford to have a standing start right from their grid positions. But I can tell you, over the last 13 years, you don't usually see standing starts. It's another added bonus from this new format that we have. So that is Jonathan Z. I didn't recognize him when we went for the interview just now because that is a completely different color for that car.
Yeah.
Scuba used to be gold and black. Just like that car there at the corner of your screen now. But his car is now turned to white and black with a little bit of red. So I think the back of the grid is going to get the big green flag. There it is. And that means we are ready to go. So this should be just over 10 laps if they're lapping at 2 minutes 30. And they're off. And as usual, you're going to see this immediate bunching up on the inside line. Jonathan Z just checking his mirrors. And that's the wide line that is being taken by Bay Racing, and that's a good idea too.
Almost executed there.
Well, it's the switch back here between 1 and 2 that you got to watch, and Johnny Z has not defended that well. So Bay Racing has crept in on the inside. Oh, well, he's managed to get his track position back. So already, as you said, no pit stops, full tank of petrol. Nothing better to do on this Saturday afternoon, but then pedal to metal, really.
Pedal to metal.
Oh, right now, just under 3 seconds between the first 9 cars and 5 seconds overall between all 13. Well, Tawid Anwar with a brand new experience with his new team, and that's being 13th. He was never 13th last year or the year before. Kusakanto, also obviously the only double winner from round 1, starting off in 8th.
I expect to see Ken Rata make his way up slowly. He didn't have the best of starts last month.
Yeah, as I said with Ken, great driver, knows the track really well, loves the track really well, but gets caught up in all these little battles, and he gets so caught up in the battles he doesn't really... Someone like Jonathan Z just pushes through all the way. If he gets caught up in battles on the way, great, fine. But he's always looking to get forward. But saying that, Ken Urata has come away with a lot of titles himself over the last at least 6 years, I would have thought. Chow Tek Seong also, very reliable driver. In fact, of that list that we can see on the left of your screen, Putra Adam, Jonathan Z, Leon Koo, Pisao Fan, Ken Urata, Chow Tek Seong, Baron Sim, all of them, Faris Fauzi as well, all of them have been racing for over 5-6 years.
The top 3 has posted 2 different fastest sectors so far. Started out with Leon Koo, who really got off the traps well. Jonathan Z then took over with the fastest second sector, and Liu Kawai with the third sector.
That's right, that's a very strange pattern indeed. Now they're all on section 4, which means they're coming back up to the front. In fact, they've just started section 1 again. So Jonathan Z and Eddie Liu are having a huge battle.
Again, it's a repeat of how it started. Jonathan does.
Mr. Bang Bang. That's, I'm never going to forget that name.
That racing line as they came through to turn 3.
So it was actually Black Wolf Racing in that wonderful yellow and black car. And he is all over the back of Jonathan Z right now. And that means that Leon Koo can just sit in third and bide his time. Here they are coming through 5. That's Johnny. That's Eddie. 0.35 seconds between them.
You're right, Jeev. Leon's going to bide his time. He's not too far away. He's just going to keep pace.
Doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah.
Right,
He's got plenty of time to make his move.
Yeah, sometimes you can get these gifts given to you. You know, you just sit back and soak it up and be in the right place at the right time, and you've got yourself a good finish. And let's not forget, Leon Koo being so successful in round 1, he only really needs to be for this first race in the podium position. So as you can see him just sitting off at the back. So that's Black Wolf going through at turn 9. Eddie Liu with a good move on the inside. Johnny Z is going to be really frustrated with that.
Yeah, but there was consistency from Eddie Liu. He just kept at it from the first turn. Did not let up. Saw that small window of opportunity.
Now, talking about sector times, it's Roy Tang that is now undisputed fastest driver on the track. He's absolutely burning it around, but only 3 drivers, and those are the 3 ahead of him, have hit 2:31 so far. Immediately, you can see, even off the opening lap.
Overtakes.
Nice line on the inside, and Shawnee has to concede that half a car length.
A bit of indecision there to try and take him out on the outside, and then he realized it's not possible.
Well, that's the deal with the racing line. If the car behind you is taken half a car length, you have to concede that line. If not, you're in serious trouble of causing a problem. And of course, they don't mind causing the problem. It's the consequence that they might.
Yeah.
Race control is going to have a big problem with that.
You don't want to drive through so early in the race.
So now, this is interesting because Roy Tang, as I said, being really fast, 3 sectors he's put in, has now pulled up all that distance to Leon Koo.